Look at Jay. You can believe it, Ray. Go believe it. I'm just trying to share what the Bible says. You can say I'm wrong. Go believe it. Go pay your tithes. Go to your temple.
You're being deceptive.
I'm not being deceptive. I am laying out exactly what is taught and what it is. I'm not being deceptive.
No.
Okay, wait a minute.
Left out. We believe through the atonement of Christ.
Okay, through the atonement of Christ, what?
All mankind may be saved by obedience to the laws and ordinances of the gospel.
What did I leave out?
What is the gospel?
What?
And what is the gospel?
It's found in the Bible. What is the gospel to you?
It is sprinkled in the Bible, but it's a lot more clear in the Book of Mormon.
I'm glad you said that. Let me ask you something, Ray. Ray, you can keep going on. We can quibble about words, okay? We can quibble and everything else. Bottom line, Ray, have you been to the temple?
Yes,
Why do you go and do the new and everlasting covenant? Why do you go? Have you been sealed in the temple, Ray?
Yes, I have.
Why?
Why? Because I'm faithing in Jesus Christ.
That's faith in Jesus Christ?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm saved by grace through faith in Jesus Christ.
Oh, okay.
Those are my acts of faith.
Those are your acts of faith. Okay. Do those acts save you?
Of course not. Jesus
Okay,
Christ.
stop. Then stop. Then what is the obedience to what laws and what ordinances of the gospel? What obedience are we talking about here then, Ray?
You've got it confused. Jesus says, I give you a new commandment to love one another.
Okay, what does that have to do with you going and marrying a girl in your robes in a temple?
Because Jesus also gives commandments. Only Moses wasn't the only one that gives commandments.
Jesus gave one single new commandment, love one another. How does that fit in with going to Masonic rituals in a temple?
I am faithing. Those things came by revelation.
To who?
Through Joseph Smith, and he had witnesses.
So he had witnesses of what? His revelation?
Yes.
You're cracking me up, man. The longer we go on, we'll just keep going on. I mean, this is going to be a highlight reel because you're digging yourself deeper. What is the obedience that you have to what laws and ordinances of the gospel? What obedience are you talking about to be saved?
Obedience to God.
In what way? List them for me. What do I have to do? You say it's by obedience to these laws and these ordinances. Tell me. Tell the audience, Ray.
To love one another, and you need to settle down.
Okay, wait. No, we're getting to something now, and now you're telling me to settle down. Now I'm settling down. Ray, to love one, is that it?
That's better.
Is that it?
That's better.
Okay, thank you for your condolences. Is that it? Just love one another, Ray?
We are to follow Jesus.
Okay, according to who?
According to the prophets.
Which prophets, Ray?
There's a lot of them in the Bible, and there's even more prophets that are not even in the Bible.
Okay, Ray, let me ask you, do I have to obey the Sabbath day? Is that one of the laws and ordinances of the gospel?
It will bring you closer to God.
I didn't ask you that. I asked you if it is one of the laws and ordinances of the gospel.
My last Temple Recommend interview, I was not asked that.
I didn't ask you that. I'm asking you, is that one of the laws and ordinances of the gospel?
I do try and follow Jesus.
I'm asking you, do I have to obey the Sabbath day as LDS determined in order to have the laws and ordinances of the gospel fulfilled on my behalf? Yes or no?
People live the Sabbath day differently.
Again, Ray,
do
please.
you agree that?
Ray, I'm asking you a simple yes or no question. And you know what? I'm going to make it easy for you. You go on to the LDS official website, and it says these are the commandments of Jesus Christ. And they list keeping the Sabbath day holy, Ray. They say,
yes,
no. You had your chance 4 times, and you neglected to answer. So I'm going to answer for you. Keep the Sabbath day holy. Pay your tithing 10%. That is a commandment, a law and ordinance you have to keep to be saved. Going to the temple, new and everlasting covenant. Do you want me to go on? There's about...
You're twisting it,
How
Shawn.
am I twisting it?
Those are acts of faith.
Whatever they are, do you have to do them?
Those are acts of faith.
Do you have to do them?
No one can keep all the commandments. That's why
Exactly.
Jesus came.
Exactly. So why are you trying to keep them?
Because Jesus told us to be faithful.
Jesus told you to keep. He told you to keep one commandment, Jay. Jay, he told you to keep, Jay, he said his new commandment is one, and his commandment is to love one another. And I want to tell you the law, what that law does for you, and we're going to end with you right now. What that law does is that when you, Jay, are obeying the Sabbath day and somebody else is not, you don't love them. You look down on them, and you think you're better. And so you start then breaking that rule that God gave. And when you start paying your tithe, but you find out your brother who lost his job isn't, you condemn him. And the love of God is lost. And you find out that someone committed fornication, you don't love them. You say they are unworthy, and you start to then judge. Okay, you see how it works? All right. We are going... She hit it on the head. And part of the problem with the legalism, which Ray would not admit to, of Sabbath day and temples and the dress code and the haircuts and the appearing, so is that they actually start to think that they just need Jesus as like the sin janitor to come in and sweep up when they make a little mess of, oh, I told a lie, and come in and sweep it up. But by their own virtues and their own righteousness, they don't need the medicine as much that other failing people do. And Laura pointed out really beautifully that Jesus came for us. He came for the fallen and the lost because the fallen and the lost are humbled. We are humbled by our own inadequacy and inefficiency. We're humbled by the failures that we are constantly making. And we're humbled by virtue of knowing who God is and seeing his glory and his power and his omniscience. And we understand the true and living God because he's in his word and he reveals himself. And so you have this picture of the true and living God who sent his son, and you understand who he is, and then you look at yourself and you say, dear God, save me. You see? But when you don't have a picture of the true and living God, and you think he was once a man, and you think he progressed to become God, and that he has wives and he's all these other things, and then you look at yourself and you think you're going to get to be a God like him, then you don't view him in the correct way. You view him kind of like, you know, a guy you're going to suddenly be like, maybe even in competition with. And so then you start to react that way, and your humility is lost, and your pride takes over, and you're lost to this world. The other point that she made was so beautiful, and she said, you know, we're supposed to be apart. We're supposed to be set apart. We're supposed to be peculiar. We're supposed to be different from this world. And it just shows you the duplicitous nature of the Mormon church when they do these ads